Good morning, ladies and gents. Good morning. All right, volume's working. How's everyone doing today? All right, we got quite a few tickers to go over today, so let's get right into it. First one we're going to go over, of course, as usual, is going to be the SPX. SPX, as of right now, we are in a 4-hour bull flag formation. Whew! The chart is extremely strong. Now, ever since the breakout of, let's redraw this trend line, there has been no signs of bear. And SPX is now 0.5% away from previous all-time high. Can't see that. Let me move this. What? I thought 0.5%. Am I measuring from the high of today? 0.66. Okay, anyways, so it's around 1%. SPX new all-time high on the horizon, but still anticipating we should see a 4-hour higher low sometime in the near future. And this is what I'm looking at, considering that if today's high so far in the pre-market is the high, a temporary high at least, we'll be looking at this fib for the pullback, and in confluence to trend line wise, this one will be the short-term trend line lining up with the 0.382. So even if we're just to pull back to the 0.382 at 46.29, the chart is going to remain extremely strong. Good morning, miner. All right, let's take a look at NAS. Lagging behind a little bit, still in that 4-hour bull flag formation as well. Now, one thing to note from yesterday's price action is, look at this. Look at the bull volume from yesterday. All right, don't get tricked by simply the price action. We did blast through all sorts of resistances. The resistance from back here, resistance from here, as well as a very, very minor key zone over here where we are stalling right now. Ultimately, we blasted through the GP, blasted through 0.786. Chart is extremely strong, but look at the volume. Where is that bull volume? Not seeing too much of it. Same with NAS. Not seeing too much of bull volume yesterday. Just over a third of the volume on the pullback here. So that brings me to think that there is a potential still on that ABC formation, ABC consolidation, ABC correction, whatever you want to call it. And if that is going to be the case, so bears are slightly showing up here in the pre-market. If that is going to be the case, this is what I'm thinking. Slight blast to GP. Let's see how this one works. Wow. So I haven't talked about this too much on the fibs. There is a platinum zone that a lot of people have been talking about, and that is the 0.707. A lot of times I haven't noticed it to work too often, but it is a very new zone that the market tends to react to as of recent. So if you're looking at this, we are wicking right basically just above that platinum zone there. Resistance is at 16,460. That is a must break for the bulls. If not, if we pull back from here, there is a chance that we're going to see this ABC correction on NAS. And if that is the case, GP is going to be down here. So far, we held the 0.5. GP is down here, lining up with that money line that we're seeing since. We had to redraw the money line because the pandemic line does not work anymore. So the new money line is around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bounces so far. Would anticipate a strong reaction if we were to pull back to there. As of right now, GP at about 15,220. And as for us, it was the weakest on the pullback. Well, we had the pullback. And So far, the bounce has been the strongest, but we are still having a little bit of trouble with this inner upper trend line. The wedge is, I would say the inner wedge is no longer there. This short term, or the inner wedge lower trend line, I don't think is valid anymore. And I keep it on here for just a little bit longer just to see, because ultimately when we got here, we did see a bull flag just under it. So let's see if there's still going to be reactions around it. But ultimately, we are having trouble with GP. We are having trouble with the inner wedge upper trend line. This is what I'm looking at. The must break. We're going to need to break above this new wedge. Had to redraw the wedge, extend it out a little bit. But Russ, thinking it's one of the biggest possible moves on the indexes, but not to oversee that the fact is there is a sector rotation that is somewhat notable into Dow. And I can't really tell from which other index it is so far. It's either gonna be Russ or NAS. NAS is still stronger in comparison to Russ, but there is notable strength in Dow, and this is a potential of what the reaction coming into Dow going forward looks like. The last time, so we're tracking this long-term trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bounces from it so far. The last time we lost it with immediate buy up, we saw a new all-time high. Yeah, new all-time high relatively soon after. So there is a potential for that on Dow. Lost the trend line, immediate buy up, and let's see how that works out. So that's it for the market. Let's get into, good morning, Darren. Let's get into the requested tickers. Let me know what tickers you guys are watching. And I'll start off with the tickers I have marked down somewhere. There we go. Okay, Snap. Oh, trading over that 88. As of right now, I have my alert set at just above yesterday's high of day. I might have to move this down a little bit, because ultimately what we were tracking here is that top of key zone. Might have to redraw the key zone here, because we saw a lot of reaction over here, as well as seeing a rejection right from that mark. What is 51.66? Yesterday's high 51.68. So yeah, 51.66.68. That, let's see, 630 some. Yeah, might have to draw this a little bit higher. Where is it? Somewhere over there. Okay, yeah, Snap must break this top of key zone. Once it breaks, there should be confirmation. What I like about the chart is there is increasing bull volume. Sorry, I was just reading the comments. Increasing bull volume, and what we don't like to see is there is a little bit of an upper wick. We are seeing slight gap up by 0.68%. Ideally, we're going to need to see that follow through today. If we do, that is going to be relative strength to the market, because so far it looks like the market wants to pull back. Okay, so strong support resistance. Ultimately, we bounced from a weak support resistance from back here. Actually, there's not even support resistance, but just a resistance at 45.60. I like the chart. Ooh, strong daily bull divergence. I like that. So on the break above 50.6, potentially we'll be looking for an entry here. So there's a relatively okay daily bull divergence here, but we're going to need to see that follow through, breaking above 50.65 as a first step. And then the confirmation will be breaking above 57.14. Then we have a chance after breaking above 60.78 to see that gap fill from back here. chart is looking pretty good as a setup. Next one we have is FCEL. Ooh, bears really showing up on NAS. Okay, so game plan did not work out on FCEL. That's what we were looking at before, a bounce from that money line. Ultimately, we saw lots of losses below the money line from back there. We are seeing a rejection from the money line again yesterday. Volume does not look so good as decreasing bull volume. Let's clean the chart up here. So yeah, I would say this is still valid. You could redraw it to the bottom of this, but I'm going to keep it over here. We are still seeing a rejection here. Slight gap up open. 5% move yesterday. Lost GP. The key zone must hold. In my opinion, this chart is today is somewhat of a key. Today is somewhat key because we do not want to see the rejection continuation. And let's see if there's a short-term trend line here. Looks like we lost it, but the bulls came in to save it. There it is. So this trend line, ideally, we're gonna want to hold that today. Slight red flag if we're to lose this trend line. I'm gonna set an alert on this actually. Just below. Somewhere over here. Remove this one. We're gonna need the bulls to come in. Linear regression wise shows that there should be a bounce coming in soon. If you look at this daily linear regression, we are bouncing from that low end of the lower trend line. It looks like the bulls are trying to reverse into upper trend line. Ultimately, it is still in it's a struggle. You know, we wanted to hold this. We wanted to see the daily higher low, but now essentially we saw a daily lower low straight from higher high. So that's a red flag. Big red flag. Right, that's FCEL. Next one is U. Same idea. Bouncing from below the daily linear regression. Money line. Yeah, based on how new the chart is, we're gonna call this the money line. Right, so we saw 1, 2, 3 bounces already, and back then, last time we covered utilities, I mentioned that the most ideal entry is at this money line, lining up with the 0.786. Even though the chart will be a little bit weak in consideration that we pull back to the 0.786, but ultimately it is the money line. As long as this money line holds, there is a decent play there. And look where we're bouncing from. 0.786 money line, amazing, held it. We're gonna need to see that continuation trading above the 88 today. It's a flat open so far. There is potential for a head and shoulders. This is going to be the left shoulder head, and then we're going to watch for that right shoulder. But as of right now, the chart looks okay. So today, what we're going to be watching for is if the market pulls back, the tickers you're watching, you're going to need to see relative strength, minimal pullback, whether that's minimal pullback, bullish action, or even if it's just flat action. That's what you want to see on your individual ticker. That'll give you a lot more confidence for bullish action going forward when the market reverses continuation into bulls. Okay, so that's utility. Next one is TDOC. Why do I not have an alert set on utility? It is one of the tickers that I really like because it is blue sky, daily higher low. Yeah, I'm gonna set an alert above this key zone. Once it breaks, then there's potential play there. Next one is TDOC. There is a daily bull divergence, but it's not that strong. Ooh, what is this? 1.272 extension target. That's where we're bouncing from, so it is relatively weak. Long-term downtrend. Channel did not work out. We did see a bull break, back test, and then the continuation followed by huge bear selling. Ultimately, this was a daily weekly lower high. I don't really like the chart just because where we're bouncing from, even though it lines up with the fib extension, we did not get to a confluence area. So with that being said, we are still seeing a rejection from that daily 8 and decreasing bull volume. This chart is going to need a little bit more time. In my opinion, this chart is going to need a little bit more time for that reversal. Gonna need that bull volume to come in. Look how strong the bear volumes are. TDOC had the last alert I had set was up above 120. Gonna have to move this down below now. From what I'm seeing, you're gonna want to break above yesterday's high. Yeah, that'd be the first move. Just around that $100 mark. Key to break. Next one is AMD. Early signs of NAS 5-minute algo action. Grinding down along that 5-minute 8 EMA. AMD, alright, let's take a look. Daily higher low. Ooh, what a strong chart. It does not even want to come back to back test this previous high, hey? That would be the most ideal entry. There's still a potential for ABC correction. Let's see, so if we were to do this, and how does that line up? So AB, let's do a fib extension. We'll say about the 0.6. The GP is right around there. Let's see how that works. Oh, hey, sorry, wrong drawing. And nope, I drew it to the platinum instead. So we'll say about the GP. Yeah, I can see this being an ABC correction. So what I'll be looking for is potentially A, B around the GP platinum, and then, ooh, that's a bit too low. Oh, that's why. This one, we're looking at 1-to-1 extension target. Hey, lines up with GP. Wow. I love it when it works out like that, hey? So if we were to drag this out, this could take a while. Now, again, a lot of times what I find is when the chart shows that it's going to take a long time like this, it tends to happen beforehand. So what you'll see instead is probably something like that before a bounce. So there's potential for this on AMD, but there is going to be some bounce. Now, one thing to note is semiconductor sector is remaining one of the strongest sectors. And the reason why I say this, let's just take a look at this. One of our favorite ETFs to trade, which we have not touched recently, made new all-time high yesterday, and that's the only sector that I'm aware of that had made new all-time high. SOXL, daily, 3 times leverage, bulls for semiconductor. Look at this. Yes, previous high is 72.49. Yesterday's high 72.52, closing near that high of day. Bull volume coming in. Semis remaining extremely strong. We will be watching for an entry. I just want to give it a little bit more time. I want to see what the action looks like. If we were to make new all-time high on AMD, we'll take a look in the video as well quickly. So if we were to make new all-time high on AMD, breaking above this 162.12-ish. Yeah, breaking above 162, we'll be considering for an entry. NVDA, there's no such thing as the stock being too high. Just remember that. NVDA, huge bull action closing very, very near that high of day. Gap down, trading above the daily 8 now. No increasing bull volume though. Daily bear divergence negated, completely negated. Right, next one is SQ. Actually, TSM while we're covering it. Nope, still having trouble with the upper trend line. Gonna need to break above this upper trend line. AMD, SQ. Bouncing from support. I think we're a few cents off of a support. 170.61, 170.75. Yeah, we're a few cents off of a support. Huge gap up. No bullish volume. Decreasing bull volume. We are still trading under that 88. So one thing to keep in mind on any ticker you're watching, watch for where the price action is relative to the 88. That is very key because a lot of charts are oversold, and you're going to be seeing initial pop with rejection from that 88 would be probably the most common. And then from there, if you do make a new low, then you'll be watching for that daily bull divergence. That would be your entry. I don't like this wedge, but regardless, we did break under this lower trend line. So chart is weak. There is potential we're going to visit this key zone down here. GP 0.5. Okay, where's the 0.5 at? Hey, that would be the most ideal entry. 157.76 on SQ. Okay, PayPal. Why is PayPal so popular? So many people are talking about it. I'm gonna have to redraw this trend line. I don't like it here as much, but makes a little bit more sense over here. Yeah, that works better. So we see a bounce over here, and then this is still a bounce, rejection, perfect, rejection, another 2 rejections over here. Yeah, okay, so that is the money line, but honestly, it doesn't even matter anymore. Look how high it is. Look how much movement this is gonna need in order to revisit that money line. Is at 88%. So pop, because we feel it's at a great price right now. Okay, let's see. You know, one thing with trading stocks, don't ever consider it, or you shouldn't make an entry based on where it was trading before. So essentially, this was a double top on 309.14, 310.16, $1.02 off, and from there we saw a rejection from that key trend line that must hold, and now we're back into this key zone. So ultimately, it is a great price for an entry, low risk entry kind of a thing. This key zone is relatively big. Ideally, what you want to see is a hold of 175.40. We are trading above that 88, increasing bull volume. Looks pretty good. But there is no, for me personally, I don't see a bull confidence yet. We did get that first step trading over the 88 on increasing bull volume, so this is good. However, the problem for me is there is no daily bull divergence, as well as we need to trade over this 193 for that actual first step of bull confidence, maybe second step of bull confidence. Let's see if there's a bull divergence on the 4-hour. No bull divergence on 4-hour. Still rejecting from this key support resistance from wherever the hell it was from before. Let's take a look. Lots of supports. It's not even that strong of a support resistance, to be honest. Yeah, lots of chop around it. Some supports over here, and then coming from back here, a rejection. Yeah, it's not that strong of a key support resistance. That's why this is going to be the first step to close over, ideally trading over 193. That would be the most ideal to close over. But as of right now, let me show you an example of what I mean that I don't like the chart as much. And the example is this one. Hey, this is at a good price, right? Python is at a good price, and there is a daily bull divergence. But hey, look at what happened. We had this alert set for the longest time. Okay, we're gonna need to see a break over this. What is that? 46.54. Look where we got to, 46.50. It just does not want to get over it. There is a daily bull divergence on the chart as well, but there is no follow through. So there's a potential for that. PYPL, PayPal, we're gonna need to see that first confirmation first. And today, ideally, is what you want to see. Today, what I can see this also happening is coming back to the gap fill before next few days, actually breaking above. But regardless, the key to break is gonna be at that 193.75. LMND, lemonade. I think that's what it is. Lemonade. Wow, it's been a long time since we've looked at this chart. Rejection. So ultimately it did pop, but it was delayed. Popped exactly to where we expected. It required additional patience though. Do call outs in your Discord. Of course I do call outs in my Discord. What's that? That's the main thing about it. We have to do call out, and it's live through the day. We do call outs all the time. There's a few different channels in our Discord. Well, again, we use Slack. Same thing. There is the Scalp Lotto channel. Let me just show you as a quick example there, Miner. Can you see? All right, so this is a quick example. You know, every morning I share a message of what the game plan is, what the key to break on SPX is going to be, or if there's alternative indexes that is going to have more so a key to break. So that's the morning message, my top watch. The channels that share callouts are in Scalp Lotto, as well as TCT Trades. This one is the main one where we track the success rate of 86%, more than 86% over 1 year period now actually. And then the other one we do call out in longs. Yeah, so there's the 3 channels that we do call outs in, and that's through the day live. Okay. What's the setting? What's the settings that shows those prices on the peak value? Oh, you're talking about these, right? The price is 97, for example, on Lemonade, 79.54. This one is called high-low something. Pivot high-low. Pivots high-low. And I just use the default. You could play around with it. The higher the number it is, the less of these numbers are going to show. So pivots high-low. The lower the number, of course, let's just show you guys, you know, you see how more numbers are popping up? Yeah, the lower the number, the more that is going to show. But I just use 1010. I don't know if that's default. Pivots high-low. Makes it a lot easier on if you're doing a quick glance at a chart to show what the previous higher high, higher low, whatever it is you're looking at, you know. I would imagine this could be a potential lower low coming in. Lemonade, ooh, I do not like the chart. Hey, who's our new viewer? Good morning. 44.11 was the previous all-time low. Ooh, the bulls are really trying to hold it. Look at this. 44.06, just below the previous all-time low. And yesterday we saw a gap down, immediate buy up. Sorry, Monday, and then Tuesday saw continuation, trading slightly over that 88. We're gonna have to redraw these trend lines. A lot of them don't apply anymore, it seems. Money line. Yeah, even if we were to break over this long-term trend line now, I'm not going to say there's too much of a impact because it ultimately guided it all the way down to the lowest possible. So, is there a channel? There's definitely a lower trend line. Just can't find the starting point. Let's see. Just got a reminder. Tesla split. Rumor. Emphasize. Rumor of Tesla split tomorrow. So keep that on top watch today. You know, you could do lottos or a little bit longer. The longer play is not as decent anymore. That was the play for Monday. So I can't find that lower trend line. There's no lower trend line for now. Regardless, the chart is in a long-term downtrend. The problem I have with it is there's no increasing bull volume. There's no daily bull divergence. Even though we are trading over that 88, we're gonna need to see a break first and foremost above this trend line. On the break of this trend line, you're gonna want to see pull. So this is what you want to see. There's a lot of work to be done on this chart. You're gonna need to see what'll likely happen is, because this is going to be a daily higher high, and this is going to be a relatively big move already, you're going to see a slight rejection coming back to, for a stronger move, you're going to be coming back to back test this high before an actual breakout. And the breakout might look like something like this. Immediate back test before an actual move. Okay, so there's a lot of work. A lot of work to be done. We are closing right, yesterday we closed right on that key support resistance, okay? 48.05 roughly. Let's close 48.30. Today you need to see that follow through. Okay, so that's lemonade. What's TOS? Alright, so that's it for all the requested tickers. Let's take a look at the market before we get into some other tickers. We still have about 30 minutes. Nothing notable there. Chart is cooling off without pulling back. Extreme strength so far on SPX. Now, one thing to keep in mind is we are not too far extended on the daily yet. So we can see new all-time high before an actual pullback. 4-hour bull divergence, 4-hour bull flag. If we were to see confirmation on this, we can easily see new all-time high. Increasing bear volume. So the open is going to be, keep an eye on the open. Next 4 hours is going to be very key. If we were to see increasing bear volume again, we should see a loss of this 4-hour 8, followed by potential for a 4-hour higher low. So we'll move this forward a little bit here. Oh, think of swim. No. This, are you talking about this charting platform? This charting platform is TradingView. The link is in the description of all the videos. So I don't have it shown. Let me just do a screenshot for you. It's called TradingView. There. NAS, very notable 5-minute algo early on in pre-market. Look at this. So 5 minutes. Last time we got over it was 535, and then since the loss of that, it's been rejection, and now we're just back testing and seeing another rejection again. So very notable in the pre-market. ABC, NAS is going to be dragging the market down. Okay, let's get into some other tickers. My personal top watch. Going from now these 5 tickers are going to be remaining on top watch into the end of the year. First one is gonna be, I'm gonna name them out in accordance to the strength I'm watching. Aside from the Tesla top watch today for potential split rumor tomorrow, these are the top watches going into the end of the year. Strength from strongest to the weakest. The Apple is still gapping up, even while NAS is pulling back on the 5-minute algo. Wow, strong chart. Okay, so remember, I don't know when the last time we discussed Apple was, but Apple, this back test of previous all-time high was the entry. Of course, hindsight is always clear, but I do believe I did call that out, in the sense that you see this I very clearly remember this candle because I thought about selling my comments on this candle. Shooting star, huge upper wick. And on that, we did see a follow through on the back test of this previous all-time high. I think that's when we entered calls. Anyways, continuation. We are a little bit extended on the daily, so there is a little bit of concern. But you look at the volume, it is increasing bull volume. We're not overbought yet on the daily. This is blue sky chart. You know, regardless of what's happening, the comments will be held and only likely adding into it. As of right now, the short-term guide is that 88. You look ever since the backtest of the previous all-time high, this has been a balance on the 88. They held the 88 here, a balance on the 88 again. So that 88 is a very clear guide. The one thing for those that are a little bit newer to what I mean by the ADMA being the guide is you're going to need to see the close on the candle. Okay, so for example, these two candles, you might get faked out because we are trading under the 88, but by the end of the day, they saved it. So do give it a little bit of time. Apple, top watch, top watch. Next one is RBOX. I really like this chart. Very similar to Apple. Look at this. Huge gap up, continuation. There is no gap fill yet. That's a little bit of a concern because eventually the gap might get filled. But as of right now, as long as this previous all-time high 103.87 holds, there's no concern for coming back to gap fill. So very similar chart in Apple in the sense that we are seeing blue sky breakout, you know, pullback. It's not the immediate, we did get the immediate back test over here, but now it's the true back test from that previous all-time high. And we're going to need to see that reversal relatively soon. There is no daily bear divergence, so the chart is very nice for continuation. And one of the rare charts, also on the other hand, one of the rare charts that IPO and you see bullish action instead of the traditional pullback making new lows. So the sense I get just from looking at the chart without reading into the finances is the company is a solid company. People like it, you know, solid foundation, and that's why we are not seeing a continued sell-off. RBOX, very nice. Next one is Amazon. Always, Amazon is going to remain on top watch. I cannot talk about it enough. You know, double fake out pattern still holding true. We are still in that daily uptrend. We did just make a daily higher low. And look where it reacted from that platinum zone alongside this money line. Okay, that was an amazing entry. Bounce from money line. We had to redraw this, but another bounce, and we are seeing another bounce with follow through yesterday. Volume is okay, flat. So on this market 4-hour higher low, I'm going to be watching for where it pulls back to. What I can't see this doing is from here, coming back down to maybe here before an actual break. Maybe over here. So let's see if that lines up with any GP or anything. Almost. Just under GP. Platinum zone. Platinum zone. Amazon, let's watch for this. That is going to be the entry. So in comments right now, just because I want my toe to be in this if it does decide to run. Okay, I want my toe to be wet. And then from here, we'll be watching for that entry addition. Next is Netflix. Now this chart is from a daily standpoint, it looks weak because new highs, no follow through, spinning top candle, immediate selling off into daily lower low. But the reason why I like this chart is if you look on the longer time frame, this is a long-term sideways action, very similar to NVDA, AMD kind of thing. And we are in the blue sky breakout, and we are back testing that previous high. Look at this amazing back test with immediate follow through of a bounce. We are still trading under that 88. Ideally, I might not enter this early, but you know, the alert that was set is probably around here, 463-ish. On the bull break above this, 463. Is that where I said it? Yeah, 463. I would consider an entry because this is, you know, just to show you guys a quick reminder, AMD long-term sideways, continue huge bullish action. NVDA long-term, hey, where did, oh, there we go, long-term sideways. Look at the bull action from here. It's already 3 times from where the previous sideways action is. So very good potential on Netflix. The only problem is we're going to need that daily trend reversal, and the daily trend reversal will be obtained on the break above for first step for 643. So that's Netflix. Next one is BA. So that's the 5 that I'm watching. Oh my goodness, you guys just came in with a whole ton more tickers now, eh? Okay, yeah, we should have enough time for them. BA. Let me discuss this pattern, okay? BA, it took me a lot of tuition. It took a lot of me paying tuition to learn BA's pattern. And the biggest lesson learned is it likes to do double fake out in reverse. It likes to do a breakout fake out, break down fake out before the actual move. So all of these wedges from back here has already been redrawn. But while we were tracking it before, for example, this one, it's gonna, you know, for example, this one, what we were looking at before was over here as a lower trend line possibility. But if you look at this, breakout fake out, that wick above, break down fake out, huge move. And then same with this one. I can't remember what the lower trend line is on that one, but break down fake out below that lower trend line before an actual move. And same idea, break down fake out, actual move. And now what we're looking at is breakout fake out, break down fake out to that key zone. Are we gonna see an actual move now? So what I'm doing on this one is I do not want to pay more tuition on BA. I would rather wait for the confirmation on this chart. This is a long term, the longest so far ever since pandemic, of sideways descending wedge kind of a thing. And I'm setting an alert on this upper trend line. On the break of this upper trend line, on volume, that is key. On volume, we'll be entering this trade. BA, really like it. Good potential. So keep an eye on it. Next one is Hood. ROKU. Think of TOS. Oh, I do not like this chart. Wow, it is daily oversold. In the teens, hey? I do not like this chart. And the reason why I do not like this chart is you look at this, there's a long-term trend line guiding this down, okay? Lots of rejections on this trend line. Lots of supports on this trend line. Supporting again, and then it broke down again. So on the break above this trend line, that will only be the first step. There's a lot of room to move. I would feel a lot more confident on the break of this trend line. And that is a lot of work to be done. 33% or more, depending on how short we are, 38% before an actual confidence. We're not even trading over the daily 8. There is potential for that hammer reversal candle Monday. Yeah, so this kind of chart, give it time. You're gonna want to see that you do not want to, unless you're playing short, of course. I don't know what you're playing, but unless you're playing short, playing with momentum on the short. Even so, we are a little bit extended on the daily. We're seeing a bounce on the bull play. I'm always gonna speak to majority to the bull play. So on the bull play, you would rather see a confirmation of reversal before playing into this, because this could just continue to dip. And one sec, guys. So the reversal confirmation would look something like this. So breaking above this would be the first one. I actually don't even really want the alert here because it does not show anything to me. And on the break above here, that will be the confirmation, or even the higher, the lower high back here. So this is what you want to see. Your entry would be on the break above the lower high, or a more confirmed entry would be on the break above this 29.22. And let me just show you guys what I mean by this could continue to bleed, okay? One of my most recent biggest lessons learned is wish. And we played the balance back here. Got a taste of that very nice profit. This move was 100%. We did not catch the whole move, but the trade alone was like, I think it was like 50%. So we did catch half of it kind of thing. And then I'm thinking like, you know, when it held the support back here, I was thinking there's going to be a second move. So this was my most recent biggest lesson. It wasn't even that big, to be honest. It's like 30% loss, I think. Anyways, yeah, so look at this. You know, continue grinding down. Finally has a pop. Potential holding is that potential daily higher low for a reversal into new highs. And then a gap down and fucked me. So on this, continues to grind down. Very high potential. The other one, you know, there's a lot of these charts out there. Just continues to grind down. So you do not want to try to nail the bottom. Our business in the market, same idea with Zoom, continues to grind down. Our business in the market is we are not here to do correct call-outs on tickers. I don't care if I'm calling things out right. You know, I might brag about it every now and then. Hey, give it to me. You know, if I'm calling things out right all the time, gotta be careful. But we're not in the business for that. We are participating in the market. We are just investors who are very, very small comparing to the market makers. A lot of people out there. We're just trying to make money. Okay, so do not try to nail bottom. I have tried that for God knows how many times. Up until, I would say the most recent was probably like a year ago. So I've been full-time trading for 2 years now, and up until a year ago, this is a very classic behavior of all traders. They want to nail the bottom, they want to nail the top. Yeah, the chances of that happening is going to be maybe 5 times in your lifetime, once every 5-10 years kind of a thing. So don't try that. Wait for the reversal. You're here to make money, okay? Play with confidence. Wait for the reversal, buy into that after the confirmation of the higher low, the daily higher low, and then maybe add onto the higher high. And next one is ROKU, 10 minutes. So very similar chart, you know, could continue to grind down. Huge moves from pandemic. I remember watching this, and this was when I was still new to full-time trading. Whew, what a chart to be trading. 58 all the way to 586, almost 10 times over. And now we're in a long-term consolidation. Do not touch the chart until reversal is confirmed. Double top. 486.72, 490.76. We already lost the GP. Already, that is very key. Already lost the GP. Lost all sorts of key zones and supports I was tracking. Have not been looking at this for a long time. Previous all-time high. This could be, you know, this could be the area that we're looking for as a backtest. So the very interesting thing is, this is the previous all-time high. You look at the move since pandemic. We broke, immediate came back, broke immediate backtest, and then we never backtested since then. So one thing funny about this chart is we could be looking at an actual backtest now. But then the problem is we're going to be losing all sorts of, you know, fibs, GP, platinum zone. Is 0.786 there? Take a look. Nope, just below it. So it's going to be a weak chart. First sign is that 88. You're going to need to trade over the 88. So there's a very good... you're a bit late to it, but you could continue to short this as long as that 88 serves as resistance. 5-minute algo on NAS continues. 5-minute 8 continues to reject. Bearish action today, most likely. Next one is Space. Oh, I like the chart. Space. We don't have a daily bull divergence on it yet, though. There is a very minor 4-hour bull divergence on this. We are trading over 4-hour 8. We are closing just slightly over that 88. So in comparison, what I like about this chart versus, you know, Roku hood, hood for to be specific, hood to be specific is at new all-time low. There is no support. Versus space, this is a very clear support, very clear easy stop kind of play. You are in the key zone. You did lose that money line, but we did lose the money line last time as well as this time over here, as well as back here. So there's probably a better money line to be drawn somewhere, but regardless, you know, it's not too important to me. What I'm looking at for this is the key zone. As long as this bottom of key zone holds, actually, it might be ideal for it to do another pullback, making a new low, forming that daily bull divergence before an actual move. But the reason why I like this ticker is you look at how many supports, how many times it's bounced from here. And the upside potential, because it's already had this kind of pop 3 times, I can see this happening again. And yeah, easy stop below this key zone kind of thing. Space, very nice. Long-term trade, short, small position in commons for now, and we'll play into momentum on that reversal confirmation. There is a lot of room to move on this for reversal confirmation. We're gonna need the actual confirmation is gonna be a break above 2168, and on the break above this, there is gonna be a gap fill, another 8% above until that 2359. SFIX. Wow. Wait. What is this? I feel like I looked at this chart before if there's a drawing on it, but I haven't used this particular drawing tool for a long time. So I don't know why this is here. Whoa, huge gap down. 26% gap down. Oh, there's gonna be a potential bounce play on this one. Earnings gap down. Huge volume yesterday, bull volume. And then big gap down. That's very interesting. We're gapping down into key support. I like it. IPO high. Lots of supports over here. Can probably draw a key zone instead, actually. Let's do that. See, we might have to adjust the bottom part of the key zone. This is gonna take up a little bit more time. Gapping up today, $20. Are we talking SFIX? I'm seeing pre-market of 1837. So very clear key zone. Yeah, we're gapping down into key support. And then there's key resistance over here. Where did it go? Let's see, it's about $30. Yeah, it's about $30. Somewhere over here. So there's a bounce potential on this. Okay, not to get too far into the drawings because I can go on this forever. But there's a very nice bounce potential on this play. 26%, now 25-75% gap down into that support resistance zone. Let's take a look at this. Oh, so close, so close. They're bouncing it just before market opens here. But there is a bounce potential on this play. I like it. Aside from that, long-term downtrend. If you're looking for long-term investment, I would not. Actually, this might be a decent entry for first entry. Small sizing, commons kind of thing. Stop below 1690. Yeah, stop below 1690. I can pull this up. SFIX. SFIX. Keep an eye on it for the open price action. Roku, we talked about Roku. OCGN. I don't think I looked. Oh, we did look at this before. Hey, key zone. Bottom of key zone bounce. Potential reversal candle. Daily spinning bottom. Still trading under that 88. Oh, I like this low risk play. Might not touch it though, to be honest. You know, triple top 1, 2, 3. Gap up above, immediate sell off, huge selling off into the bottom of the key zone. Monday's low is a must hold. So low risk entry. Probably do it with comments until you see that reversal confirmation. You can see a long-term sideways action like previously over here when the previous all-time high, straight selling into the new lows, long-term sideways action. That's why I would do a comments versus options to start until that reversal confirmation, higher low over here. Then you do the option play. So this is OCGN. All right, so we're gonna keep it at that for today because there is 4 minutes left until the market opens, and there's a little bit more homework to do before the market opens. Make sure you have your options pulled up ready in case of any brokerage problems. And thank you guys for watching. Hey, if you know anyone that may benefit from the content we provide, please do consider sharing our channel with them. I really appreciate it. Again, I will see you guys in the next video.